بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am speaking to you from my daughter's home in Sheffield in Britain. I am here for a few days before I travel back to Trinidad, inshallah. And it was very plain and clear in most of the world, on this side of the world, that the moon was not seen on Sunday, the Yawm al-Ahad, the evening, and therefore the next day, Monday, was the 30th day of Shaban, and the fasting began on the Tuesday, the third day, Yawm al-Thalatha. And as a consequence, we are today in the fourth day of Ramadan. It is Yawm al-Jum'ah, today the fourth day of Ramadan. And while we greet you with Ramadan Kareem and Ramadan Mubarak, there is sadness that there are so many who either would not think, and who are incapable of thinking, and who are profoundly misguided, dangerously misguided, and no matter how many times we try to teach them what does the Quran say about the commencement of Ramadan, they would not listen. Allah speaks in the Quran, and this is what He says. This is how Allah has informed us that we would know when the month of Ramadan begins. This is in the Quran. He says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْ. Whosoever from amongst you gets the evidence himself or herself that the month of Ramadan has commenced, you must fast. The evidence that you have to get to know that the month has begun is the evidence that you get every month, every lunar month. And the evidence is the hilal, or the new moon. Which new moon? Modern technology allows us to know when the moon is exactly the exact moment when the moon is born. But no human eye can ever see that. No. It is only when you can see the moon that is called ru'ya. For the Prophet said, Sumu li ru'yatihi waftaru bi ru'ya. Fast when you see the moon, not when the moon is born, but when the moon is visible. The Saudi government is again monstrously misguided, dangerously misguided. They must be condemned by all who are right-thinking and who want to be faithful to the Quran. And all those who follow the Saudi declaration of the sighting of a moon, of the commencement of a month, are all profoundly and dangerously misguided. They are in conflict with what the Quran has given us. And so, we have to say, sadly so, that we must part from them, because they are a danger to us. The rest of us will remain faithful to absolute truth in the Quran, regardless of the consequences. And when we make this video today, it is to protect our succeeding generations who are going to face even more difficulties and trials than we face today. And we need to guide them to remain faithful to absolute truth in the Quran, regardless of the price we have to pay. So we part from them, those who decided that no, the fasting will begin as the Saudis have determined, not in accordance with the sighting of the moon. So may Allah guide and protect all those who remain faithful to absolute truth in the Quran, and for whom today is the fourth day of the month of Ramadan, except for those in some parts of the world who did see the moon, who had the sighting of the moon, and for whom the fasting began one day earlier. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.